Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one and all, to a brand new edition of The Quinn Spinn. I'm your host, the Quinn. At least it's how I'm known here on the program. And I'm back on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more for another rousing and riveting installment of the official podcast of Underground Music Collective. And you just heard Revel 9's All I've Become at the top of the show. That's been our opening theme song here at the Quinn Spinn since the great year of 2014, and it will be until the very end of days. And I'm back with another Next Favorite Band mashup edition of the show, where Phillip Reese of Your Next Favorite Band and I welcome Kuf Knotz and Christine Elise, who are performing as part of our big Sounds of the Underground lineup at SteelStacks on the Levitt Pavilion stage on Friday, June 21st in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So we're going to keep this promo train rolling for Sounds of the Underground. Again, 8 acts across 2 stages on the first Friday night of summer in Christmas City. Let's just get to the interview, shall we? Here we go. All right, everyone. As you heard me say at the top of the show, we are joined by Kuf Knotz and Christine Elise, part of our blockbuster Sounds of the Underground lineup at SteelStacks on Friday, June 21st, beginning at 7:30 p.m. on the Levitt Pavilion stage. Of course, with the Nashville Style Songwriters Round, which Kuf and Christine will be joining us for, and concluding with a full rock band showcase on the Town Square stage later that evening. First of all, thank you both for joining us. Thank you both for being a part of this amazing event, amazing opportunity with us. Very glad to have you
here. Yes. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
We're excited and looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Our pleasure. And, just very, very excited to mix it up with all these artists here, and really represent some of the best our home region has to offer. Before we get into what we can expect from you that night, I ask every guest to my show, The Quinn Spinn, 3 standard questions. Those 3 questions are: who are you? What are your passions? And why on earth would you want to come on this Quinn Spinn Next Favorite Band mashup?
Okay.
I'm Christine Elise. I am a harpist and a music therapist. And one of my passions, other than music, is making collages, looking for cool vintage clothes, and meeting new people and traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to be on this show to see the different people that you bring and see different episodes and just be introduced to your community.
Well, thanks for being here, Christine. Glad to have you. Kuf Knotz, how about you?
Yeah, so I'm Kuf Knotz. I'm an MC, producer. My passion, other than music, would be photography and video. And what was the last question?
Why on earth would you want to come on this show of all the shows?
On this show, on the like performance show, or this podcast?
This show, this one right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, for one, I'm a big fan of Next Favorite Band. We have history,
That's right.
and always love mixing it up with him.
Nice.
And you're someone that I connected with through him, so I know that you're good people too. And you're collaborating to put on an amazing show. So I'm honored to be on and be able to share what we're going to bring to the show.
And it's amazing how our worlds have all intertwined over the past. What have you, Phillip and I have been working together for what? Like, what's it been? Like a year and a half, maybe going on 2.
It was Music Fest 2 years ago. So yeah, it's like a year and a half right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, it's amazing to see like how our worlds have intertwined and how we've been able to collaborate on things like Sounds of the Underground, like Nashville meets Bethlehem before it, where It's like, it's truly a collaboration and like a community partnership, Even though I and UMC are down here in Nashville, like obviously having ties to the area, like it brings multiple markets, multiple genres, styles, people together. Mm-hmm. And I think a great representation of this is what we're doing on Levitt with the Songwriters Round. Of course, Nashville style, just like the one we did in November at SteelStacks. But we've really mixed up the genres here. We have a couple folk, we have some rock with some pop, of course, some hip hop. Like we have across the board, just unique experiences, I think, throughout this entire lineup. So my question for you, Kuf and Christine,
is what does it mean to you to be a part of something like that, where the community is really coming together and presenting its own eclectic tastes to a large audience?
Yeah. Well, it's super exciting, but also it's very much like it very much aligns with what our mission is in general. And that's just like kind of erasing the lines or the boxes of genre. You know, good music is good music. It evokes feelings. It makes you feel a certain way. And so it's super important to offer different audiences a peek into that. So you bringing all these different bands together also brings different demographics of audiences to this one place. Everyone comes together and builds community, and they're introduced to something that they may not have even known they liked.
Absolutely.
There's plenty of shows we play, and we get on lineups with different bands, and people might stay and listen and be like, "Oh, I didn't know I liked hip hop," or some of our fans might be like, "I didn't know I liked folk music," or you know, and it's just like so this. To be a part of this on such a big stage and in front of such a big audience is super special.
Yeah, the Alex Radis, who we interviewed previously, talked about in his shows he likes to give people genre whiplash,
right?
And that's just in his catalog of music.
Yeah.
On this stage, there's going to be these 6 different performers. And like Gerard said, there's a guy who just absolutely rips blues guitar. Alex plays more of like a swing jazz kind of style, plenty of different ones, but that's probably what he's going to try and focus on because it's so unique. Then there's like a country player or more of a singer-songwriter type. And then there's going to be Kuf and Christine, who are going to bring beats and harp. If you didn't hear that before, there's legitimately harp and beats and rapping. And it is the most wonderful connection of music you will ever hear. So if you have not heard it before, you are going to love this part. But I do guarantee there's going to be some whiplash happening.
It's dynamic, you know, and we have to thank ArtsQuest for not only letting us, but encouraging us to present a lineup like this. Because that's the thing. When we started talking about this at Nashville Meets Bethlehem with Shayna Super at ArtsQuest, and as we came, to talk about it more and more, after the holidays, it was like, hey, let's diversify the lineup. Let's get some different styles up there. Let's really make this dynamic, right? And so we've done that here by the lineup we've constructed. But of course, that's nothing without the artist. So to throw it back to the artist now, what can we expect, from your set that's going to be unique, that's going to stand out, that's going to leave people with a sense of wonder and amazement when it's all said and done?
Well, you'll have to come and find out. No.
That's a great answer.
That's the best answer.
I think over the years, we started this project in 2018 together, and we have just morphed into building upon our music, building upon harp onto it, adding different things. So just in coming to enjoy the presence of what is brought, but like you're saying, this just mix of harp and production and just a platform of a journey. It really feels like, I know when I'm playing, I get lost in, when a song's over, it feels like I went somewhere, even just in one song.
Sure.
So just be ready to go on a journey.
Yeah. And there is a unique aspect to every performance that you have is it isn't necessarily written in that it's going to be exactly the same every time. Between both of you, it's very much almost, I guess you could call it a jazz quality to it, in that you're feeling the moment, and sometimes it's this way and then sometimes it's a little bit that way.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing. Yeah, we definitely focus on going in with set lists. We have 2 songs on our set list, and that's the opening song and the first song. And then from there, it's just important to read the room, read the
feel the vibe,
feel it, and then just go from there. Yeah.
And those songwriters rounds do that too, because you'll play a song and then these other people will go in turn. So by the next time you play, the vibe totally shifted based on what those other people played.
For sure.
And that's what really brings a very electric quality to the evening for the audience member. And also for both of you, like sometimes people join in with each other, even not knowing the song. You're just kind of feeling where that person's going. And then you just kind of add to it. It's super fun when that happens.
Sure.
So looking into the future, past June 21st, what else do you have coming up that we should know about, that our audience should know about, as far as releases, shows, other exciting things?
So one thing is that we just released the album maybe a month ago called Hypnagogia, but we have another album coming out July 1st.
Wow.
Called Growth. Yeah.
Prolific.
Called Grow. I'm sorry, not Growth, Grow. Yeah, and we're very excited about that.
And so that's very soon after the event at SteelStack. So definitely a good time to mention that to the audience and get them following the journey. And speaking of following the journey, where can people learn more about you online and do so?
www.kufknotz.com. That's pretty much the hub for everything. You can get to our Instagrams, you could get to our Spotify's, our Bandcamp. Everything is right there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really excited to hear you and meet you in person, of course, on the 21st, because I haven't done that yet. So that's very exciting. And yeah, just really, this is going to be so cool. Just the dynamic elements that you and that everybody's going to add to this lineup, the different flavors we're going to get. Don't miss it out there. And of course, I'll be back to plug it in the outro, but definitely something you want to catch, and make sure you keep an eye out for Grow, which is releasing on July 1st, about a week and a half after the event.
Yes.
For sure. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
See you there, Kuf and Christine.
So there you have it. I want to thank Kuf Knotz and Christine Elise for joining Phillip and I on this Next Favorite Band mashup edition of the Quinn Spinn to chat about all things sounds of the underground. And of course, that event coming to SteelStacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Friday, June 21st. Coming up here. Very, very excited. I just shook the table. That's how excited I am, and I'm not going to edit that out or shoot this over. This has been the Quinn Spinn, 2 N's and Quinn, 2 N's and Spin. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more. Also on the socials at Quinn Spinn Official on Instagram and Threads, and the Quinn Spinn on Facebook and the TikToks. And of course, UMCNashville.com is our central hub for all things independent music, creativity, community, and more, including updates on this event in our original community, our original hometown of Bethlehem. Of course, coming up on the 21st. And you can find UMC on all the socials at UMC Nashville, except Facebook, it's UMC Worldwide. At Nash Live shows, because of course we don't just do events in Bethlehem, we do them here as well in Nashville. And we might have an announcement coming up very, very soon about our next one. So stay tuned. And follow me at GerardLongo12 if you want info on all those things and the occasional fitness thirst trap. It is right at the height of thirst trap season, after all. Revel 9's All Become going to take us out like it brought us in. Grab some muffins on the way out.